Hello, this is Mayor Chris Bollwage, and welcome back to another edition of Our City. A few things going around the city of Elizabeth. The city has plenty of appointments available for the COVID-19 vaccine. You can visit ucnj.org/VAX and click on the Union County at Peterstown Community Center or the Dunn Sports Center or Kane University. Or you can call 908-820-4250. Peterstown's open Tuesdays from 1 to 8 p.m., Thursdays from 9 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. The Dunn Sports Center is open Thursdays from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. and Kane University, those hours vary, so you can check the county website for scheduling information. You do not need an appointment. Walk-ins are welcome. However, masks are required. Please, no food, drink, smoking, or chewing gum 30 minutes prior to the vaccination. A photo ID is required, and anyone under the age of 18 must be accompanied by an adult. Insurance is not needed, but if you do have coverage, please bring a copy of your insurance card. Children will need a copy of their birth certificate, a parent or a guardian to sign a consent form on the day of the appointment. Currently, 12 and older may be vaccinated. The website to register, once again, ucnj.org/VAX or call 908-820-4250. Please keep in mind this Delta variant is spreading faster, it's more contagious, and it also is winding up sending unvaccinated people to the hospital or with serious illness. The unvaccinated people need to get vaccinated. Currently, the city of Elizabeth has about 72% of the people 18 and over who have received at least one dose of the vaccine. That's about 74,000 people out of over 100,000 adults. So please, get vaccinated. We need to get a few more vaccinations. If you need any information concerning these events or any other events, call our public information office at 908-820-4124. Now, we haven't had a Our City show in a while because we've been dealing with COVID, and there's been a lot going on outdoors or indoors. But this week's show is focused on bringing back National Night Out. The city of Elizabeth has always had a successful National Night Out for many years now. And this year, we are going to do it again on the first Tuesday in August. And I'm pleased to welcome to the show for the first half our Public Information Officer, Miss Kelly Martins, and the Assistant Public Information Officer, Miss Ruby Contreras. Kelly, Ruby, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Mayor. Hi, Mayor.
How are you doing?
Pretty good. Good.
We're still doing this stuff by Zoom, but National Night Out, we're going to bring everybody together. So tell us about National Night Out and exactly what it is and what we try to do here in the city of Elizabeth.
So National Night Out is actually in its 38th year. Unfortunately, we were not able to do it last year due to COVID, so we're bringing it back this year. And what it is a nationwide, basically, community event that cities across the nation do to bring together police, emergency personnel, a fight against crime. It brings everybody together to talk about block watches, ways to prevent any type of crime around the city, just bring a general awareness and bring a community connection to our police and fire.
So, Ruby, what is your role so far in National Night Out?
So Kelly and I have both started organizing the vendors and people that are actually going to be there. We currently have about 33 vendors coming, including ourselves, recreation, police, fire. There's actually going to be vaccines and COVID testing there as well. Kelly,
talk about the vaccines and the COVID testing. We call them pop-ups.
Yes. So our public health nurses have been equipped to do pop-up vaccines. We've had them throughout the city throughout the last year and a half. So they're actually, this is the first year since we didn't do it last year, National Night Out, that they will be having a table that they will give out any vaccinations to any residents that are interested. I believe this one is going to be the J&J vaccine. There may be Contreras possible, but as of right now, it's just Johnson & Johnson. They will also provide COVID testing for anybody who wants to get tested. So it's the perfect place for everybody to come and do this. It's a perfect opportunity to get vaccinated if you haven't been yet.
And if people want a COVID or a Pfizer vaccine, we can schedule them for that if they choose not to have the Johnson & Johnson.
Yes, absolutely. We have our
public health nurses will have a table set up.
Yeah, we have our different days on Tuesdays and Thursdays at our Peterstown Center. The Dunn Center is also on Thursdays. And then the Kane University, of course, has their vaccination clinics as well. So there's plenty of testing and vaccines available for anybody that does want to register if they can't do it that day.
So Ruby, when and where is this event being held?
It will be on August 3rd at Hanratty Field from 6 to 8 p.m. Hanratty Field is
914 East Westfield Avenue.
It's on the corner of Westfield Avenue and Galvin Hill Road for the viewers who don't live in that area. How many people typically attend these events? This it's going to be hard to judge, but how many in the past, coming out of COVID, we don't know, but how many in the past have attended these events?
Typically, this event draws crowds of over 500 people. Everybody from, might not just be in the third, well, this year's in the third ward. So depending on the ward it's in, not everybody's always from that ward that comes too. There's people from across the city that comes, and of course, everybody's welcome to come. But typically, yeah, crowds of 500 or more.
And Ruby, you were mentioning some of the departments in City Hall. You want to go through them again, the police, the fire, and what some of them are going to do?
Fire, Edmo is coming. Elizabeth Avenue Partnership has a table. Union County College has a table. The Elizabeth Public Library has a table. Recreation, our youth services has a table as well. It's just, there's about over 30 tables. So
some of the other organizations that are participating besides the government organizations.
So Elizabeth Avenue Partnership will have a table, our Elizabeth Destination Marketing Organization, everyone, we have people from the Elizabeth Library, we have Union County Child Services, we have the Department of Corrections from the state coming. There's just various local businesses that might be new in Elizabeth that want to promote their businesses. We have a lot of new businesses that have not attended previous events that are going to announce their businesses, some from dance programs, realty, natural allergies, assistance, things like that. So there's plenty of different entities.
Tell us about some of the activities this year.
So this year we have a bounce house. We have, like I said, informational.
Who's in charge of the bounce house?
Party Factor?
Party Factor is sending.
No, I thought maybe one of you, or you designating someone?
It is going to be somebody from the Public Information Office. So yes, somebody from our staff will be monitoring that. But we'll have all of the emergency vehicles set up along the street. So you'll have anything from the smokehouse. Unfortunately, we can't do the Jaws of Life this year just because of space restrictions. But you'll have fire trucks, police vehicles, like I said, the smokehouse,
the emergency
ambulance
service vehicle.
So plenty of things on that aspect.
We have a photo booth this year. And we also are going to have we have the DJ. We have the DJ and the video game truck.
Yes, council people also, a few of them will give out commendations to any resident that might have went above and beyond this year within their communities. So we have a couple of council members who have already submitted some names. So they'll be honoring those residents as well.
Anything new happening this year that hasn't happened before in National Night Out?
Yes, our recreation was kind enough to lend us that for the night. It's a video game truck, as Ruby had just mentioned. They use it in our summer camps now, so they're nice enough to get it for our National Night Out. And what it is, it hosts up to 15 children to play video games and an interactive experience with each other. So we're hoping to incorporate some kids and maybe fire and police to get a friendly game going. But that's new and fun. And the photo booth, we did have a previous year, but we got rained out that year. So, we only got to use it for a short time.
Yeah.
But we're having that back this year as well.
So how have the meetings been going inside of City Hall to prepare for this? Everyone working together? This is something new, bringing people together to actually plan something. It's been 16 months since we've done any of this.
I think that was our first in-person meeting in a long time.
Yeah, in a long time.
So we had, like Ruby mentioned, we had recreation. We have somebody there from Public Works, for on the recycling aspect and garbage.
We have somebody from fire, somebody from police,
public health, the different entities within Office on Aging, Office on Youth. just general public health nurses, public information. So several entities have come together to.
So where can they contact for more information? You two? Give us the information.
So you can call the public information office and either speak to myself or Ruby at 908-820-4124, or you can get us on any of the social media sites for the City of Elizabeth on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. You can get us on the mayor's page as well, website, or emails.
And Ruby, once again, remind the viewers of the location and the time.
August 3rd from 6 to 8 at Hanratty Field.
Kelly, Ruby, thank you very much for joining me on the show. And for the second half of this show, we're going to have Sergeant Jason Lewis of the Elizabeth Police Department, who's been helping coordinate National Night Out as well. Thank you, ladies.
Bye, Mayor.
Stay with us after these messages. Back more with Sergeant Jason Lewis on National Night Out. Welcome back to Our City. For the second half of the show, I'm joined by Sergeant Jason Lewis of the Elizabeth Police Department in talking about National Night Out. Jason, welcome to the show.
Hey, Mayor, how are you?
Good. So Sergeant, tell us, our viewers, about yourself, how long you've been with the Elizabeth Police Department, how long you've been in rank, etc. Share our viewers. This is the first time you've been on the show.
I've been with the police department for a little over 13 years now. I got hired in January of 2008, and I got promoted to the rank of sergeant last summer in August of 2020.
And Jason, what division do you work out of?
Right now, I'm currently assigned to the Neighborhood Services Unit, which is just a unit that we handle different areas of the city depending on crime or certain things that are happening. We'll respond to different areas. We're not really locked into one specific area. We go wherever we're needed.
And Sergeant, tell us about National Night Out from your perspective and from the Elizabeth Police Department's perspective.
So National Night Out is basically a community policing / like an awareness raising for the community and the police department. It's a way for police officers to meet members of the community and interact with them on a more social platform. And
Sergeant, this is the 38th year, as Ruby and Kelly talked about in the first part of the segment. How many years have you personally participated, and what is your specific role?
So I've probably done I've probably gone there 4 or 5 times. It all depends on, time availability. But as far as my participation is literally just everyone who goes pitches in where they can. There's a year we were giving out hot dogs and helping out with the food stands. Other years just setting up. So it's really, I've never had a defined role in a sense. It's just more so pitch in wherever the help is needed.
Yeah, as president of Superior Officers and you were active with the PBA, both of the unions really do get involved in helping out on this issue.
Yes, definitely. Absolutely.
To your knowledge, do other cities host National Night Out as well?
Yeah, so it's a countrywide event. It's always held on the first Tuesday of August. The only exception throughout the country is Texas. It's too hot in August, so they actually hold it in October, I believe. But everywhere else holds it in first Tuesday of August.
Texas always does things differently anyway. Police and fire team up on providing some of the food. Can you tell us the interaction between the police and fire and how that works?
So like you mentioned, the unions get very, very involved in this event. So the police union and the fire union, everyone kind of gets together. They purchase all the hot dogs, buns, condiments, anything that's going to be needed for the night of to cook. And then the fire department sets up a barbecue. And between us and the fire department, everyone pitches in. Like I said, just gets in there, starts handing out hot dogs to all the members and all the people of the community that attend National Night Out.
And Sergeant, the specific activities that the Elizabeth Police Department are doing, can you describe some of those?
So we normally have LEAD, which is our drug prevention program. They always show up and attend. We'll have a medicine drop this year with an officer there. So if anyone needs to get rid of any unused or old medicine, there'll be a medicine drop there. I spoke to a couple officers. They're going to have, this will be new too, the drone goggles. So people and kids of the community be able to see what it looks like to be flying a drone. And also we always have our motorcycles show up, and normally we have emergency service units they show up with all their apparatus and the different vests that they carry and helmets and ballistic helmets. The kids always get a pretty good kick out of the motorcycles and putting on our big heavy vests.
And Sergeant, why do you find it important that the city host this event along with the emergency services units?
So I just kind of mentioned before, it's a good way for citizens and kids especially to interact with police officers. Most of the time an interaction with an officer is someone needs something. They call, whether it's for a car accident or some type of dispute or any multitude of reasons why people call the police, but they're looking for a service. So on this specific night, we're all just there hanging out like as members of the community like everyone else. So it's a good time to have a one-on-one conversation and get to know people on a personal level.
Sergeant, the date is August 3rd from 6 to 8 p.m. I want to thank you for your help and your service in making this a reality.
Thank you, Mayor. Have a great day.
I want to thank Kelly Martins, Ruby Contreras, and Sergeant Jason Lewis for joining me on Our City. And any of you that are available, please come out on August 3rd, 6 to 8 p.m. at the Hanratty Field to celebrate National Night Out and get vaccinated.